Mental Diet. I would like to thank everyone that has joined in on this 30-day mental diet. And I would like to remind you that we do this every March, and that you should like and subscribe to this video. If you look down on the bottom, you'll see a little bell icon. You can touch that little bell icon and you will get a notification every single time that we send out a new video. Today we'd like to start our video. It's called You Always Succeed. And this is day number 10. I will be reading from my tablet because it's easier for me to navigate. But if you can follow along in your book on day 10, today we will be covering day number 10 and day number 11 of the 30-day mental diet. Now, why a 30-day mental diet? If one thing we definitely need right now is definitely a 30-day mental diet. If we look around at what's going on at this present time, there are quarantines going on around, and it's a lot of confusion. And the media is pumping a lot of fear into the minds of the masses. And it's important from time to time that you turn away and you focus your eyes within, because first cause is always mental. Everything in your life is a reflection of your consciousness, and you are succeeding to create your world, or someone else is succeeding to create their world through you. Okay, so let me move forward. Day number 10. It says you always succeed. It is impossible for you to fail. Now, as strange as it sounds, it is impossible for you to fail. And every time you fail, you've actually succeeded to fail. That's exactly what the first paragraph says. So what is that all about? Success is the achievement of the dominant idea you have in mind. So this is very important. You are successful in your life because you have achieved the dominant idea that is in your mind. What you achieve always corresponds to your thinking, and in this respect, you never fail. You always succeed. So think about this. Let's say you are trying to succeed at losing weight. Let's go with losing weight. But you're always thinking about eating junk food, unhealthy food, and drinking a lot of soda. And your mind is always thinking about unhealthy practices. You're going to succeed on what your mind is saying. So you might attempt to do a little exercise, but your dominant ideas in the mind are going to take you where your mind is. Your actions are going to follow your mind. It's kind of like someone eating a hamburger and drinking a Diet Coke and saying that they are on a diet. No. In order for you to be healthy, you have to first think healthy thoughts. Let's move over. The start of success. Insomuch as you always succeed in experiencing the content of your thought, it becomes a matter of vital concern as to what you are thinking. For instance, you can spend all your time thinking about ill health, or divide it up so that half of the time you're thinking about ill health and half of the time you're thinking about health. Now, the scriptures call that type of person a double-minded man. So think about this. What are you double-minded about? What do you think about? What type of things are you thinking about? Positive. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying not to be an angry person. I'm trying not to lose my temper. But at other times, you're thinking about hatred or malice or something else. You're being double-minded. You have to focus your mind because your body is going to follow, and your habits are going to follow your dominant thoughts that are in your mind. Let me move forward. Your only solution is to make certain that you keep your thinking under control. Entertain only those ideas which have good content, which are free from worry, fear, and anxiety. Expect the favorable, not the unfavorable, to happen to you. The process of thought becoming thing is automatic. Very important. Let me say it again to you. The process of thought becoming thing is automatic. Your responsibility rests in controlling the nature of your thoughts. I'm at Success Insurance. Success Insurance. One of the toughest things you will ever have to do is to stand guard over what you establish as your consistent pattern of thinking. Now that's very, very important. That is the hardest job you can ever do, is to control what is your consistent pattern of thinking. Because sometimes external things happen and it triggers us. We get triggered by external stimuli all the time. This is why it's so important that we're very mindful of the media and the people that are around us, because these external things are influencing the way we think. Let me move forward. Regardless of what, I might start all over again. Regardless of what unfavorable ways you may have succeeded in the past, they have no hold on you once you decide to start to succeed in a favorable way. I gotta read that again because it sounded very bad. Regardless of what unfavorable ways you may have succeeded in the past, they have no hold on you once you decide to start to succeed in a favorable way. Every thought is a start of a new sequence of events, and you have them to be in your liking. Each moment is a new beginning. To start now, to succeed in the things that make life a joyful, happy experience. So this is important. Every thought is a new start. So you may be in a situation now that is very negative and you might feel very low. You have to, in this low point where you are, you have to entertain a new thought. And the new thought is a new beginning. This is very important. So you have to now choose a much higher thought, and a thought that is going to make you feel good, knowing that that thought is a seed that is going to germinate and come back as the experiences that you have in your life. Let me move forward. In Isaiah 55:11, it says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." That's Isaiah 55:11. Very, very important. Think about that. Even the scriptures says that the word that goes forth from your mouth shall not return to you void, but it shall accomplish that which God pleases. So your word is going to go out into the universe and it's going to accomplish what it pleases. So what words are coming out of your mouth? What thoughts are you entertaining in your mind? Your thoughts tend to become words which go from your mouth and which is creating the circumstances that are coming back to you. I want you to think about that because that's very, very important. Now, the diets are very, very important because the diets are affirmation. They're affirmations, they're positive affirmations that you must say on a regular basis. So sometimes your mind is dwelling on the negative. So it's important that you make affirmations that will empower you. So even though your mind may be drifting towards the negative, because you have written in the word a positive affirmation and you are affirming it, this word that proceeds from your mouth has to go out and create what you are affirming. Let me read a small section from the diet for you. Today, from this moment on, I determine to succeed only in those things which are worthy, beneficial, and provide me the greatest good. I let go of all ideas and concepts which are contrary to the good life I desire to live, whether it be in relation to my health, those about me, or my affairs. I establish now in my mind ideas embodying the way I desire things to be. I consistently maintain these ideas and let nothing sway my conviction that they represent my experience as it is to become. I am rightly guided in establishing and maintaining those patterns of thoughts that corresponds to the nature of God, which is good. I refuse to let myself be influenced by negative conditions and situations. I know that the creative action of the law of mind manifests in tangible forms the content of my thought. Therefore, I let my thought dwell only on things of benefit to myself and others. And I now expect only good things to happen to me. As I established in my mind a pattern of thinking that accept only good as my experience, this is what is coming into being. I now succeed only in those things which are good. And that's what this lesson is all about. Day 10 is that you always succeed. So important takeaway from this lesson is that you always succeed on your dominant thought. So your question to yourself should be, what am I thinking about? Whatever I'm thinking about and whatever is dominating my mind right now, I am succeeding at that. Very good. Okay, so we're going to turn to day number 11, which is developing confidence in yourself. And I want you to turn there. This is day number 11 in a 30-day mental diet. Okay, let me pull my book, because my book, okay. On day number 11, I want you to look below it, and it says, learn to do the right things in the right way. Naturally, you like to feel that you're doing the right thing at the right time. But too often, in looking back, you realize that you should never have acted in certain ways and in certain ways that you did. To all intents and purposes, you were sure that you did the best at the time. But did you? Did you use the resources at your command? Now, let me put my book here. So this is very important. The first paragraph starts with a heading and it says, you are not alone. When you arrive at any decision regarding a course of action, You carefully evaluate all the information available, judge it, and judge the possible outcomes and the from your various decisions, and select what appears to be the most favorable. This is how we make decisions. We look at things and we play over in our mind different scenarios, and whichever scenario is most beneficial to us, that's the one we usually go with. Okay. The question is, are you making the right decisions? You may be the one who feels that you may be the type of person that feel that you can stand on your own 2 feet, achieve all your desire to achieve for yourself, that you're entirely self-sufficient. But how wrong can you be? Let us see. You were raised as a baby who makes your clothes, the fiber, the fabrics, the finished product. How do you get your food from seed to vegetable onto your dish? Okay, so let's get a little more personal. How did you heal the cut on your finger? By what process did you convert the steak you ate last night into energy in your body? If you ever really tried to be independent and isolate yourself from these activities, you would find yourself in a sorry predicament. You gratefully accept and take for granted your dependency on all these functions of living. But when it comes to thinking, do you think that this is your own personal achievement? It's a very interesting statement that Kinner puts here in the book, The 30-Day Mental Diet. He says that there's a lot of people that believe that they are independent. They need nobody. But he's showing here that we always need somebody. There are people that are doing things around us that we take for granted. But heck, our body is doing things right now. It's eliminating, it's processing food, it's processing oxygen so we get energy to breathe. There's a lot of things going on. Our mind is processing things also as you're here listening to me. Independent of us. Let me move. There is no one living who of himself can possibly know without any question of doubt the perfect decision or course of action. Or one may make it appear that he does, but such a thing is impossible, which is very, very important. This is one of the reasons why we have spoken to you about meditation and visualization, because we are guided from within. There is a higher power that guides our thoughts and our decisions, that sees all things and understands all things. And when we want to make a certain decision, it's important that we go within ourselves. Like the scripture says, and Christ says in the scriptures, the kingdom of God is within you. Within you is the answer, the perfect answer for any decision that you may need to make. Let me ask you a question. The last decision that you made, that was a critical decision, or maybe not too critical. Did you make it within your own rational mind, or did you sit back, close your eyes, and ask to be guided from above? Did you sit back and meditate on the decision and ask God to take you to the perfect decision? Because sometimes the decision we think we are making looks very rational and it looks like it's beneficial. But when we look from it from within, God will reveal a bigger and a higher plan. This is very, very important. The scripture said that men ought always to pray and not to faint. And this is what is meant by that. So no matter how small the decision and how large the decision, are you going within constantly? And are you asking to be guided by God? Let me move forward. I am on, well, in your book, if you have the book, I'm on page 60. I believe that's page 60. And it says, a good habit. Is that it? Oh, no. I jumped ahead. I'm sorry. I'm on page 57. All of this does not mean that you stop thinking, that you just sit back and wait for bright ideas to come to you, or that you remain in a state of indecision. Rather, you need to use your ability to think to the utmost degree, and at the same time to know that the power that thinks as you rightly directs and guides you. The course of events which follow this type of thinking may often conform to what you first felt should have occurred, and then again you may find yourself proceeding in an entirely different direction. So here, this is a good thought here. You're going to think and you're going to contemplate your ideas and your decisions, but you're knowing that there's a power that is within you that is also doing the thinking. And that power will rightly direct you and inform you. And this is very, very important. So you have to acknowledge your partnership. That's what the next paragraph says. It says, acknowledge your partnership. Who are you in partnership with? You're in partnership with God. So let's see. Your life can be so much more worthwhile if you acknowledge your partnership with life and continuously accept that its activity in all that you do. The ability to make right decisions, to have right actions occur in your experience, rests entirely on you knowing that God is active in and through you, and through your thinking and through your actions. And that is in everything connected with your life. You are rightly, divinely guided. Think about that. You are divinely guided. Just knowing that you are not making your decisions in your own flesh, but you are making your decision with your partner. Okay, let me go on. The scripture says in John 5:30, I can of my own self do nothing. And then again in John 14:10 it says, it is the Father that dwells in me, he does the work. So constantly, as you're thinking about your work, your decisions, just know that you're not the person that's making the decision. The right decision is when you partner your thinking with God and have the Spirit guide you to the perfect decision. So let's wrap up this one here. I am at the diet. I'm going to ask my son, who's holding the camera, if he can get to look at the diet, and I want you guys to follow along with the diet, okay? So, the diet says, I have confidence in my ability to achieve every good thing I undertake, For I know that from the divine center within, I am properly guided and directed to the right thing at the right time, in the right way. As I am a focal point of infinite intelligence, in which all things are known, there is made known to me that which I should do for the greatest good for myself and those about me. I cease hesitating, wondering, and doubting. I release to the action of divine mind the making of those correct decisions which guide me into a greater experience of joyous living. In God, there is only right action. And as I now turn to and accept His action in my life today, all is as it should be. God's life is my life. God's intelligence is my intelligence. And I now remove all ideas of separation from and gratefully acknowledge my unity with the power greater than I am. As I now let God become a partner in all that I do, there follows increased confidence in living. It's a beautiful diet, and this one should be put to memory. There's so many nuggets in there, and as I said to you before, you are a partner with God. As when you partner with God, you will be guided. But just know that there is no decision that does not have a perfect outcome for you and for your family. Sometimes you might be in some situations and it seems dire. Let go. Let the mind of God guide you. When the mind of God is your guide, He will show you the perfect answer and the perfect direction. I want to thank you once again for joining us on the 30-day mental diet. I'm looking forward to you again. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe to this video. There's a bell icon at the bottom of this video. Touch the bell icon so you can be notified every time there's a new video that's uploaded. I want to thank you again for joining us on the 30-day mental diet, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.